way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, hip strut walking, a little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious, somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Bad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin, put my bones into everything I record to it, and yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, I'm my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back question. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Now, can I kick it? Thank you, yeah, I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me, go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on shark. We raw, time to go off, gone. Deuces goodbye, I got a world to see. And my girl, she wanna see Rome. Caesar make you a believer now. I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people now. Sing the song and it goes like, raise those hands, this is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure, gain humility, and then we keep marching.
Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Lord, they give me all so much. They pick me up when I'm feeling blue, and not about you. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Sweet home Alabama, oh sweet home, where the skies are blue and the dumb is true. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Yeah, yeah. My daughters out there. Lay, sir, yeah, yeah. Haters in the building. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh. Put my kicks up on their desk, unaffected by their threats. Then get busy on their ass. See, that's how that shit down made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glitter may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go and put your hands up. When times is hard, you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if the band, that still never slow my plans up. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. One in the air for the people ain't here. Two in the air for the father that's here. Three in the air for the kids in the ghetto. Four for the kids that don't wanna be there. None for the niggas trying to hold them back. Five in the air for the teachers not scared to tell those kids that's living in the ghetto that the niggas holding back, that the world is theirs. Yeah, yeah, the world is yours. I was once that little boy, terrified of the world. Now I'm on a world tour. I will give up everything, even start a world war for these ghetto girls and boys I'm rapping around the world for. Africa to New York, Haiti then I detour. Oakland out to Auckland, Gaza Strip to Detroit. Say hip hop only destroy. Tell them look at me, boy. I hope your son don't have a gun and never be a boy. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. So no matter what you've been through, no matter what you into, no matter what you see, when you look outside your window, brown grass or green grass, picket defensive barbed wire, never ever put them down. You just lift your arms higher, raise them till your arms higher. Let them know you here, that you struggling, surviving, that you gon' persevere. Yeah, ain't nobody leaving, nobody going home. Even if they turn the lights out, the show is going on. The show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so strong. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come on. The show goes on all night. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come on. The show goes on.
You know the one where you call, but you act like you never called me. When you see me at a bar and you act like you never saw me. When you're dancing with him and you're looking at me, or I'm holding her and I'm hoping you see, or the one where you don't kiss me. Then you tell me that you miss me. All of these games we play, I can't even keep them all straight. Do we mean what we say? We got lines crossed all over the place, yeah. I can't tell if I'm winning or losing. Somebody tell me, what do we do when nobody ever comes out on top? Tell me, are we ever gonna stop playing these games? The one where you act all surprised like you didn't know I'd be at the party. The way you make sure it gets back to me that you got with somebody. The way you wake up, say it was just a mistake, but you always leave something over at my place, so I gotta bring it back. Now baby, why you gotta be like that? All these games we play, I can't even keep them all straight. Do we mean what we say? We got lines crossed all over the place, yeah. I can tell if I'm winning or losing. Somebody tell me, what do we do when nobody ever comes out on top? Tell me, are we ever gonna stop playing these games? This breakup, makeup, hot and cold thing got me dizzy. You don't want me till I got somebody with me. It's gonna kill me. Baby, tell me, what am I supposed to do with you? And all of these games we play, I can't even keep them all straight. Do we mean what we say? We got lines crossed all over the place, yeah. I can tell if I'm winning or losing. Somebody tell me, what are we doing? Nobody ever comes out on top. Tell me, are we ever gonna stop playing these games? All of these games.
Snow and more snow. It's beautiful to look at if you're inside and don't have to go anywhere, and you might not want to go anywhere if you don't have to.
Beach blonde walking on white sand, boogie board, good lord, girls flirting, working on a good tan. Walk, flip flops, volleyball, iPods, pop a top, too hot, cool it off, floating in the ocean. Smell of coconut lotion. Days are getting longer, shorts are getting shorter, tops are getting smaller. Can you feel it getting closer? Here comes summer, ain't nothing hotter than 3 months of nothing but women and water and a
And you're listening to NC2A-D2 men's basketball here on Penguin Radio, radio.dominican.edu and 102.3 FM. And I'll throw it over to Michele Palanci, Stuart Horn, who will get you up to speed.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for turning up. Ethan Estrada. Michele is alongside yours truly, Stuart Horn, for Game 2. Tonight's basketball action from the Conlon Center as Ethan is going over some of the stats from Game 1 where the women got smoked. I hate to report it, fans, but the reality is the Cougar women were just way too good tonight. Boy, they were good. Penguins were within 2 late in the first quarter, and that was it. I think nobody could believe that they were within 2 at that point. Well, it's time for the guys. And Ethan, Azusa Pacific comes in 17-2 in conference, where the Penguins are 6-13. And this seems like only yesterday that you and I were doing the NC2A tournament last March, because a lot of these guys on APU's team were here in the Conlon Center when we hosted the tournament. Azusa Pacific under head coach Peter Bond. Brennan Reimer, a 6-foot junior out of Sydney, Australia. And he's a guard, a forward, Jake Spurgeon, 6'7", senior out of Beaverton, Oregon. Ben Tafahema, the 6'4" senior from Canyon Country, Cali. With Noah Buntrant, the 6'5" senior out of Shoreline, Washington. And as a Penguin fan, sometimes it hurts to even mention the name, Mawugbe. But Salam Mawugbe, number 25, a 6'10" senior out of Canyon Country. About as tough on the Penguins as any player has ever been, and this is my 20th season with the club. Mawugbe is that good. Ethan, bring us the starters for DU.
And the starters brought to you by head coach Booker T. Harris. Starting it off, number 5, the 6'7" junior out of Vallejo, California, Romeo Mays. Number 11, the 6-foot junior out of Stockton, California, Jalen Ragsdale. Number 21, the 6-foot junior out of Moreno Valley, California, Jordan Williams. Number 24, the 6'1" redshirt junior out of Danville, California, Mateen Hirbad. And to finish it off, number 45, the 6'8" senior out of Dabaj, Serbia, Lazar Jurovic.
Well, Michele is alongside. This is about his 6th game he's been with us. And I don't know if you've had a chance to study the teams tonight, Michele, but Mawugbe is he's the big guy out there, and he's going to be up against Romeo Mays in the middle. He's got Mays by half a foot. Maybe more. Mawugbe is an exciting guy to watch. For those of you watching on the Stretch Network, Mawugbe is the guy who just tipped it out. And he's got the white headband on. Penguins are defending the northern hoop here at the Conlon Center. Bundrant, top of the key, now into the corner. Spurgeon, he's got Jordan Williams. Now he backs up against Sam Averbuck and is able to bank one in off the glass, 2-zip, 25 seconds into the game. Point guard Jordan Williams brings it up over to the 2 guard. That's Jalen Ragsdale. Ragsdale, right wing, too far out. Jay Will thinking 3. Penguins are running out of time on the shot clock, 8. Averbuck, 6. Jay Will, 4. Drives in, Mawugbe, nothing. Whistles with 2 seconds on the shot clock. And Jordan Williams walks with it. Cougar ball. Azusa Pacific are 22-3 overall. A 17-2 conference record. And if you don't think these guys are going to be a threat in the conference, Mawugbe from incredibly short range doesn't get it to fall. And the Penguins catch the first break of the night. Down low. Jurovic is able to feed it down inside and get it to Romeo Mays with a hammer jam 2-2. That may be the cleanest hammer jam that Romeo Mays has ever employed. 3-ball far corner. Knocked down by Jake Spurgeon, 6'7" senior out of Beaverton. 5-2, Penguins trail. Boy, I can't get over that hammer jam. It's such a perfect feed from Jurovic, who's got it. Turnaround jumper, Lazar, window, 2, 5-4. Penguins trail early in game 2, 18:05 to go in the first. Near corner 3. Spurgeon can't get it to fall, but Mawugbe hauls it in and jams it down. 7-4. Penguins trail. 17:45 to go in the first half. Jay Will to Ragsdale. Jalen's been getting a lot of press time as Lazar Jurovic from the near corner knocks down a deep 3. 7-6. Penguins trail by only 1 against the 17-2 conference Cougars out of Azusa Pacific. Soft runner right side. Taufahema, the 6'4" senior. Off the glass and good for a pair. The scoreboard could not be further off. The score is 9-6, though the scoreboard has it up 7-up. I'm certain I'm right on that one, Ethan. Inside now they made it 9-7. That's closer. 16:52 to go. Mawugbe down low against Jurovic. Reimer, long 2 from the right wing, and none of the Penguins are there to get it. Long shots result in long bounces off the rim. So says Hall of Fame coach Bill Tressler. Mawugbe underneath, and it goes. And that's exactly what happened. The long shot bounced a long way, and the Penguins were not outside of the lane to get the rebound. So the Cougar men just grabbed it. 11-7. Jurovic from the left wing keeps the Penguins within 1. 11-10. Coming up on 16 minutes. Ethan, where did I miss the 1 point?
I'm pretty sure Lazar got it too. The dunk by Mays, and then 2 threes from Lazar.
There you go. That's 10. Mawugbe down low, baseline. Lazar fighting for it. Front rim, nothing. He gets his own rebound. The putback is good. Just in front of the bucket, Mawugbe totally dominant. Not only here in the Conlon Center, but around the entire league. Salam Mawugbe, a 6'10" senior. Anybody who's going to play in the conference next year is going to be happy to see him go, but he's an exciting player. 3-ball on the part of Romeo Mays. You know what I'm saying, Ethan? Just keeping it real.
Yeah, he's one of the most fun players to watch in the league. It's just absolute dominance on his end.
Romeo Mays with the air ball and subsequent 3 right side Spurgeon. That's his second tray. And now it's 16-10.
Spurgeon with surgeon precision.
Oh. I thought you meant he was starting to surge with a pair of 3s. Well, yeah, that was surgeon-like. Ragsdale in the near corner to Lazar down low. Lazar at the baseline. He's got Spurgeon leaning into him. Just all of Spurgeon's weight against Lazar. And a turnover.
In the first 5 minutes, too, we saw the whole thing by Lazar Jurovic, shooting the 3-ball, in the post, passing the ball. He's having a great game so far.
14:44 to go, 16-12 Penguins trail in the first half. I saw a whistle on the floor. We're in a timeout. And did you catch what the call was?
It was a foul on Jake Spurgeon.
So Spurgeon leaning in so hard. You know, there's physical play, and then there's violent physical play, which usually happens down in the restricted area and in the post. And then there's Spurgeon just leaning on Jurovic as hard as he could as Lazar tried to back into the lane from that left post. No way. Spurgeon was just leaning on him as hard as he could, and I guess that's where the foul came from.
And I love what the Penguins are doing offensively. They're splitting out Mays and Jurovic on either side of the paint and forcing Mawugbe to pick one. And then once he picks one, that then decides who they're going to give the ball to, whether if it's Jurjevic or Mays. And so far we've seen Jurjevic has been the go-to. Mawugbe more worried about the athleticism that Mays is providing.
Penguins are 2 for 3 from downtown. It's a good start. Spurgeon with the 2 of 4 for the Cougars out of Azusa Pacific. Penguins' penultimate game tonight, their penultimate home game, I should say. That is, there's only one after this. And that's going to be Thursday night, senior night. The Penguins are going to send the seniors off the right way, as they always do. You want to tune in for that, 16-10. We're back underway as the clock rolls. Ethan, take it.
Jurjevic, top of the key, hands it off to Jordan Williams, pushing his way, but the hole closed quickly. Now he'll pass it off to Averbuck. Inside, back to Jurjevic. 5 seconds left to shoot. Jordan Williams with the runner, the layup, no good. Lazar couldn't get the putback, and Mawugbe will save it from going out of bounds. Noah Bundren will bring it back across. Ben Avera. Top of the key to Terrence Bekvar inside Mawugbe. Back into the corner for Bekvar for 3. And he got it, 19-10. 9-point difference between the two squads. As Ragsdale will bring it back across. To Jordan Williams in the right-hand corner. Fakes the inside, top of the key, Mays. Now passes it all the way to the left side, Ragsdale. Williams, right-hand corner, Mays. Fakes the 3. Pulls up for 2, a little bit too soft that time, rebounded by Mawugbe. Couldn't really call it a rebound by Mawugbe as the ball pretty much landed right in his hands after it bounced off the rim. Mawugbe inside, no good, but he is fouled by, it'll either be Jurjevic, and it is Jurjevic who commits the foul.
In the last couple of possessions, Ethan, the whole package by Solon Mawugbe. First, great pass to the corner for the free, and now pounding the ball in the post.
Mawugbe will go to the line to shoot 2.
You would think as the dominant player in the conference that he'd be more selfish than he is, but that's why he's so great, because he passes the ball.
And his first one is good. And you can tell he just seems like a great guy. Even before the pregame, he was shaking hands and all that stuff with the Penguins side of things too. So he's not one of those arrogant, dominant players.
No, not at all.
An easy guy to root for. And Mawugbe will not make it second, and knocked out of the arms of Averbuck. Mawugbe will take it right back. Bundren, as the ball finds its way all the way to Avera. Underneath the basket, sets his feet, kicks it back out for Avera. No good, Mays with the rebound. Averbuck passes it back to Jordan Williams. As the Penguins will slow things down, still down by 10. Averbuck inside, Jordan Williams thought about making a run, but Mawugbe closed that lane quickly. Inside, Lazar, 5 seconds left to shoot. Ragsdale back to Lazar, finds his way through. Averbuck for 3, couldn't get it.
This is a great play. Everything was said perfectly, but you still got to can the big one when you get the ball.
Avera trying to work his way around Jordan Williams. Gives it off to Bundren. Avera, top of the key again. Inside, Mawugbe working on Lazar and through. A lot of contact. He's able to get it to land in. 22-10, 12-point game. Mays directing traffic. Gives it off to Ragsdale. Top of the key, Lazar. Left-hand side, and the throw goes wide of Averbuck. It'll go out, and substitutions will come on. Fauska will come on for Jurjevic. And 23, Alan McBride, and Beatstra will come in for the Cougars. Penguins trailing by 12.
Chase Anderson's come on the floor for the DUs as well. The freshman Anderson, keeping a close eye on him for next year.
Avera brings it across, top of the key. That's Beatstra. Nice job by Fauska to draw the foul that time. It'll be on Bundren, and it'll be Penguin ball.
I was in the gym yesterday, Ethan, with Tommy Fauska. Met him there, and he can lift.
Your fun fact of the day.
When you say he can lift, are you comparing him to Ethan? Because Ethan's pretty good too. You know, he can deadlift 290.
Oh, of course I can. Averbuck with the floater, no good, no basket off, and a charge is called on the Penguins. I could probably deadlift a toothpick. That's pretty much it.
Well, I'm sure you can, since you can do 290. That's a lot of toothpicks.
So that'll be a foul against Dominican, and we're going to head to immediate timeout as you're listening to NC2A D2 men's basketball here on Penguin Radio, radio.dominican.edu and 102.3 FM as the scoreboard shut off.
Well, we know it's 22-10. I don't know why the scoreboard shut off. But
oh, there it is. 11:47 left here in the first half.
One of them's back up. Oh, good. I remembered the score properly. You're listening to NC2A Division 2. Penguin basketball on radio.dominican.edu. Penguin Radio, 20 years on the air. And tonight is the Conlon Center's 20-year anniversary since the opening. It actually opened April 29th of 2000. And you know how I know that, Ethan, because I was here.
It's a good way to know history is when you were there when it happened.
When you were there. That's how old I am. Named after Sister Sam Conlon, who was the 5th president of the university and was a teacher when I was a student here all those years ago. Of course, Sister Sam passed away in 2001, but she was here to see the Conlon Center open up. And Father Bob presided over her ceremony when she passed away. And something that I, all these years later, remember vividly. Downtown at St. Raphael's. Here we go, everybody. 11:42 to go in the first half. And we have an immediate stoppage of play when Joey Walsh, Terrence Beckvar brought it up. They stopped play because something with the clock. They put 24 back on the shot clock. After the shot clock's turned off, Ben Avra brings it in. Now Beckvar and another whistle, and we can't get it right.
I feel like there is a clock issue every game.
Well, we're the radio team of the home team, so we don't want to complain about that. I've thought about this many times, especially when I was over there in the earlier game doing the overhead announcing. When you work on Media Row, it's the most thankless job in the world because the only time anybody ever pays attention to you is when you do something wrong, right? If the clock goes bad, then everybody's over here staring at you, and the whole place is going, "Come on, hurry up." But it's a totally thankless job. But I'm happy to report that we're back underway. 22-10, Penguins on D, off to our right. Avra goes behind the back against Ragsdale. Now they work it down low, and Averbuck breaks it up. Jay Will brings it up quickly right side. Penguins with a steal. They need about 8 of them. Sam, oh, brother, I thought he walked with it, but somehow no whistle. Top of the key. Anderson into the corner. Ragsdale wants to shoot it. All the Azusas are way bigger than the Penguins. Sam has a clean look and a get, and he's fouled by Garrett Beefstra. Beefstra, the 6'9 junior out of Fullerton, reached in and accosted little old Sam Averbuck. Averbuck is 6'5". He's a senior. Only one more home game for Averbuck. That's going to be Thursday night, fans. The last home games of the season as Averbuck cans the first one. Women at 5:30. The dudes at 7:30. And I'm happy to report it'll be against Notre Dame, who are the only teams in the conference that are worse than us. Well, but record-wise, I should say. If you measure things by the record. Oh, Tommy Fauska with a big steal. And there's a loose ball, and Chase Anderson has it, and he wants to take it in, and he's stuffed to death by Alan McBride, who came flying in over the back, but McBride is rung up on a whistle. I think. No? No whistle.
It went out of bounds.
They went flying out of bounds. McBride came over the top. That was Hack-a-Shack style. Right over the, I thought he got him in the shoulder, but I guess not. Ragsdale 3-ball on the way. Oh, just deep. Avra with a rebound. He brings it across the timeline. Off to our right, Penguins on D. Beckvar, 9-footer, good. Straight away, Beckvar smoothly. And now the Penguins trail by as many as they have, 24-12. Inside at 10.5, Ragsdale has it stripped away on his way to the bucket. Avra just reached in and fingertipped it away from Jalen. So the Penguins are back on defense. And the Cougars are moving very methodically. Head fake West, left side. Haverbuck sticks a hand in there. Anderson tries to bring it across the timeline to find Ragsdale. And it was tipped away by Beckvar, but not without a foul. Mays re-enters. Jurovic re-enters. Anderson and Haverbuck take a break. No, Anderson stays in. Tommy will take a breather. Inside of 10 minutes, everybody. First half action here at the Conlon Center. Lazar, top of the key. Romeo sets a screen for Rags. But the Cougars wiggle out of it. Clock rolls, 4 on the shot clock. Mays, far corner 3-ball. Yes! Wherefore art thou? Romeo Mays knocks it down, 24-15. Boy, that was pretty. Penguins on defense, and the answer from Avra is a 3-ball out on the left wing that looked way too easy. Anderson head fake. Anderson clean look. Anderson is stuffed by Mawugbe, and the ball never got halfway to the hoop. 9 minutes exactly, 27-15. Penguins trail. Salam Mawugbe down low into the far corner. Spurgeon, he just bludgeons his way to the lane. Now Mawugbe up and under. Off the glass, Beckvar with a crossover, no. Romeo Mays with a rebound. 8:38 to go. It was a good stop by the DUs. Softy from Lazar. Left side jumper, good.
Yeah, I love what the Penguins are doing offensively with Jurovic and Mays. They're not testing Mawugbe inside in the restricted area. They're testing him from outside. They're pulling up for 2. They're not going for the layup.
Well, unbeknownst to them, Jurovic can shoot the mid-range. Oh, near corner Avra, 3-ball good. Holy cow, that's a couple of deep threes from these guys. 30-17, inside of 8 minutes left in the first half. Ethan, there's no guarding that. Ragsdale, the lefty from the top of the key, short. When guys are shooting 25-foot threes and knocking them down all over the place, they're not 25s, but they're 22s. It's really hard when you've got one guy who's 6'8" out there to block that kind of play. Mawugbe, close range, deep from the far side on the baseline. Penguins with another stop and a rebound. Romeo into the corner. Ragsdale baseline. Ragsdale on the way. Bounced it off the lip of the rim. 30-17, rebound Cougars coming up on 7 minutes. Xavier Williams prepares to enter the game at the next break in the action. 3-ball, right wing. Avra, good. Ethan, give me some music. 30-17. I need something, man. Inside of 7 minutes. Avra Cadavra. How about that?
Avera.
Well, whatever.
Either way.
His 3-ball shooting is magic. That was the point of that. Avera.
Well, either way, you wanted music, and Avera's singing his song. That's 3 threes. It's just, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Spurgeon or Avera. They're killing them outside with all the resources. They have to focus with Mawugbe on the inside.
Spurgeon on the outside, starting the game. Firing the threes at will. The Penguins move over there. Now it's Avera. Now they're going to have to move back to Avera. They're going to always leave a couple of good three-point shooters open. Meanwhile, the Penguins really can't get anything going, no threat-wise, from downtown. Michele?
Avera Kedavra, guys, is the spell of death. So the spell that the kills.
Wait a minute. Slow down. I have no idea what you just said.
That Avera Kedavra is the spell of death.
Is that what that is?
Yes. So
I just always thought that's what magicians said before they made a young lady disappear.
It's Avada Kedavra is the death spell in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, now you're going Harry Potter on me, so of course I could never compete on that level. I want to go back to the old abracadabra. Actually, I don't, because it's Avera who's the guy who got me thinking that way. And the Penguins are going to need a little less magic out of the Cougars if they hope to compete tonight. Cougars come in 17-2, leading the conference by a lot. An 90% winning percentage for the Cougars this year. That's pretty rough when the Penguins are at 32. 6-13 in conference. Azusa number 1. The only team that the Penguins are leading in the conference, in the standings, is Notre Dame. And the Penguins will meet them Thursday night. And we'll have it for you right here on Penguin Radio. Turnaround as Xavier Williams has entered the game. He's out there with Chase Anderson, Jordan Williams, Romeo Mays, and Lazar Jurvik. Coming up on 6.5, everybody. Penguin Radio, 33-17. And a great block by Chase Anderson on Mawugbe. Mawugbe was on his way to the hoop, and Chase came right over his back, stripped it away. Penguins on offense now. Lazar against Mawugbe. Xavier fires the 3. Long 3 back. Mawugbe with the rebound. That looked like a clean lift. Good look, good lift. No bucket. It's the story of the Penguins season this year. Taufahema clearly traveled, but no whistle. Now I thought he stepped out of bounds. No bucket, and now they call the late travel. I think he heard me. I said it loud enough.
Are you and multiple people on the bench in the stands?
The referee right in front of us. I said it just loudly enough that he could hear me. I'm going to take credit for that one, although it probably wasn't me. 5:45. That's as if to say that the referees are influenced by anybody other than exactly what's happening on the floor, which clearly is not the case. Coming up on 5.5, everybody. Out on the right wing, Jordan Williams. Down low. Penguins have 7 on the shot clock. Jay Will in the corner. He's in trouble. 5. Drives baseline 4. Nowhere to put it. 2. On its way deep. Mawugbe rebound. Clock roll. 5:15 to go. Penguins on D. Brennan Romer, the point guard from Sydney, Australia. Takes it himself left side. Picks up a screen from Mawugbe. And misses the jumper from very close range. Foul is committed by Jurvik on the play. 33-17, we are at 5:07. The Penguins' penultimate appearance at the Conlon Center this year. Very quickly, inbounds. Taufahema, a long 2 is missed short. Penguins with the rebound. 4:55 to go. Jurvik up and under off the window. And he's fouled on the play. No bucket, he traveled on the play. You know, so many ex-players have come up and shaken my hands tonight, and I'm looking at them, and the last time I saw them was, in some cases, 20 years ago. And they were not kids back then, but they were just getting out of college, right? And now they're grown up. One just came up and shook my hand. I can't remember his name, but I remember one of his stats. 4:33 and a double dribble has been called on Taufahema.
May I ask you, Stu, in 20 years of Holland,
yeah,
what the most electrifying player you saw?
That's a really good question. We've had a couple of really good ones. David Moore was 2004 graduate, Australian guy. Really good. Part of our first championship team. We had the great Brian Rooney, who is now the coach over at Cal State East Bay, and Rooney was the first point guard we ever had that won a championship. But, you know, one of the guys, I would say maybe the most electric player we ever had is the guy named Jonathan Weber, who was here earlier tonight and came up and said, "Hi, Stu, do you remember me?" Because I haven't seen him in a long time, right? He's a grown man now. He's not just a guy fresh out of college. And I said, "Of course I remember you. Number 13. But Weber never won a championship. On defense, turn around softly from Spurgeon, and that goes down. But just lots of great play. Adam Chavis was a great player who people just, you know, if you don't have a championship attached to the years you were here, you're probably not going to the Hall of Fame. Let's put it that way. Turnaround jumper. Because people just don't remember unless you have a championship, right? Turnaround jumper by Jay Will. Missed left from straight away. And the Cougars come back up with it, 35-17. Taufahema straight away from 22 doesn't go. Coming up on 3:30. But when I see these guys after 20 years of sitting right here, I haven't moved. It's fun to see him. His name was Ryan Trammell, the guy who just shook my hand. It took me a minute, but it was probably 15 years ago when he played. Jurovic straight away from the free throw line, and that falls 35-19. Now here's the stat that I promised you. Ryan Trammell, the only player I've ever seen, 20 years, have a perfect game. Didn't miss a shot, didn't miss a free throw, no fouls. I think he scored 23 that night. 252. From the baseline, Mawugbe and the putback after the miss by Spurgeon. Boy, what a luxury, Ethan, to have a guy like Mawugbe, who's always in the restricted area, just waiting in case you miss.
Yeah, and you were talking about how he likes to facilitate the ball around. That time he just waited for something to come his way.
Averbuck matriculates to the hoop, 37-21. 2:22 to go.
Matriculate, the famous words used by the head coach Hank Stram of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mawugbe down low and the hammer jam, and then subsequent board slide out of the restricted area. That's not easy to do when you're 6'9" or thereabouts. Might be bigger than that. They list him at 6'9". Jay Will with the runner. The assist by Haverbuck, 39-21. Check it, 23. We're inside at 2 minutes, everybody. Penguins with zero defense. Reimer runs to the bucket. Left-handed layup. And no Penguins on the left side of the key. Reimer he was thinking about passing it off. But why would you? There was no one there. 5 Penguins right side of the key. 41-23. 85 seconds to go in the half. Lazar gets the fortunate kick off the left side of the hoop, and it falls. 41-26, Lazar tray ball. Yeah, the great Ryan Trammell. That's the first time I've seen him since the day he graduated. Great save by Haverbuck. On the end line, the D's get it back. Sam's feeling it right side. Romeo 3-ball. Hello! Is that Romeo Mays or Willie Mays?
Say hey.
Say hey, Romeo Mays. Far corner tray, 49.7 seconds to go. 41-29. Timeout on the floor. DU basketball. Michele. Penguins are still in it.
I saw, Stu, one little nugget right here. The bench screamed blitz on that pick-and-roll coverage. What happened was the blitz, of course, by Lazar Jurovic. So the ball handler was double-teamed, and he had to give up the ball, forcing a turnover, and then the three by Romeo Mays, this is how the Penguins are getting back into the basketball game.
Blitz, not bliss.
Blitz. Yeah.
Two very different things, right? When you first said it, I thought, bliss, wait a minute. That's kind of an interesting name for a play. Blitz, I get it. Inside of 50 seconds, everybody in the half. The only thing the Penguins could ask for at this point, Ethan, is to score last going into the clubhouse and pray that that gives them a tiny bit of momentum.
Yeah, right now they're still down by 12, so they still have a lot of work to do. But the smaller you make this gap going into the half, the better you feel about yourself coming out of the tunnel to start the second half. And against a team like Azusa, you're going to need as much good mojo as you can going right now.
Thursday night, everybody, the final home appearance for both the men and the women for this season. Notre Dame, Dana Moore in the house.
As we get ready to go, 49.7 seconds left. Here in the first half, Penguins down by 12, but it was a lot more than that. Their offense getting them back into it. A 3-ball by Romeo Mays, the last notable highlight. Reimer will bring it across. Fauska right in his face. The pass is errant, but a foul is called on Fauska. So 43.5 seconds left.
The intensity, the passion, the frustration on Tommy Fauska for the fall.
Tafahema will bring it back into play. Reimer trying to find somebody, double teamed again, throws it into the corner for three. Bekvar couldn't get it to land. Mawugbe with the rebound. Back to the top. And Reimer once again. A lot of pressure being put on him by Jordan Williams. Kicks it back out. Deep three. Couldn't get it. Rebounded by Mays. Bekvar tried it one more time. No shot clock as 10 seconds left here in the first half. Jordan Williams will try to hold on for the final shot and cut the deficit at least down to 10. A lot of pressure being put on. Down underneath. Fauska couldn't get it, and that is how the first half is going to come to an end. 41-29.
Wow, what a fight for the ball under the bucket. Well, it's so important going into the clubhouse to get that last shot off. Out on the floor, it's actually halftime, 41-29. The Penguins had a chance, Ethan.
Yes, they did, and it was an entertaining first half in spots, but overall, it was disappointing nonetheless. As now we're going to bring in associate head coach Jonathan Wills, and first things first, Salong Mawugbe is one of the best players in the conference, and you guys have done a good job on him so far, but it seems like you can't keep him contained.
Yeah, too many easy looks for him. I don't know if we've done a good job on him, but it's too many easy looks.
And on the other offensive side, it seems you've gotten some big buckets in moments, but you haven't been able to score consistently throughout the first half.
Yeah, tough looks. I mean, we had some possession. We came down and jacked a three off no passes or one pass. That's not good offense, so we got to eliminate that. Good things happen when we get in the paint, so we got to keep attacking the paint. And we got to take advantage of Mawugbe being, I don't know, they have him guarding on the perimeter instead of the post, so we got to take advantage of that.
How do you take advantage of a guy who's so dominant, not only tonight, as every time he comes to the Conlon Center, the guy's totally dominant, but he's dominant in the league?
Well, you just hope to not let him get going, too many easy looks. You want to make it tough for him, and we haven't done that yet. If he's at the basket, obviously 4 feet from the basket, he's going to score. You want to kind of make him shoot the 10 to 12-foot jumpers, and, if you live with that. If he makes those, then you live with that.
Well, thank you, Coach. We'll talk to you again.
All right. At halftime, each game, appreciate it. Coach Wills sitting in with us. What do you say? Contain Mawugbe, it's easier said than done.
Because when you contain Mawugbe, you leave the outside wide open, and that's when Spurgeon and Avera will make you pay.
It takes 3 guys to contain him. Then what?
Yeah,
Spurgeon and Avery, Avera are outside, both incredible three-point shooters, and you can't leave those guys wide open. That's why they're at the top of the conference, though. Right, you've got 3 or 4 incredibly dominant players. All right, everybody, we're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be back with the second half right here on Penguin Radio 41-29. DU Trails Penguin Radio.
southwest side where the corn grows, up to the roadside. Went to high school here, got the Panther pride. She'll be cheering them on every Friday night. She couldn't hide her beauty with a baseball cap, couldn't help but shine with a heart like that. New York called when she turned 21, but she never forgot where she came from. I need a pretty little hometown girl with a ribbon tied back, those waterfall curls. I've been looking all over the world for a pretty little homegrown hometown girl. Her salt of the earth. When she gives her love, she knows what it's worth. There's a lot of pretty girls out there to meet, but there's nothing like the one right across the street. I need a pretty little hometown girl with a ribbon tying back those waterfall curls. I've been looking all over the world for a pretty little hometown girl. I need a pretty little hometown girl. Been up since the crack of dawn, just trying to get paid. Been hotter than 100 suns, I can't find no shade. Just 2 more rows and I'm good to go. Yeah, I'm shutting this tractor down. Give me a half an hour for a shave and a shower, and I'll be outside your house. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but I'm taking you uptown tonight. Might have a little mud on my wheels, but they gonna shine with you up inside. Gonna hit the club, gonna cut a rug, burn it up like neon lights. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but we're gonna dance the dust right off them tonight. Got a little dirt on my boots. Hard as I worked all day, I'm gonna work harder loving on you. Spin you all over that dance floor, right out of them high heel shoes. And when you're ready to quit, baby, we can slip right out of that barroom door. And when I take you home, don't worry, babe, I'm gonna kick 'em off on the porch. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but I'm taking you uptown tonight. Might have a little mud on my wheels, but they gonna shine with you up inside. Gonna hit the club, gonna cut a rug, burn it up like neon lights. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but we're gonna dance the dust right off them tonight. Got a little dirt on my boots. A little dirty dancing, a blue collar romancing. I can get cleaned up if you ask me, but I can only get so fancy. Got a little dirt on my boots, but I'm taking you uptown tonight. Might have a little mud on my wheels, but they gonna shine with you up inside. Gonna hit the club, gonna cut a rug, burn it up like neon lights. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but we're gonna dance the dust right off them tonight. Got a little dirt on my boots. Got a little dirt on my boots. Got a little dirt on my boots.
Welcome back to Penguin Radio, radio.dominican.edu and 102.3 FM. Ethan Estrada, Stuart Horn, Michele Palacci live from the Conlin Center. The Penguins down by 12 entering the second half, but they started to gain a little bit of traction there at the end of the first.
It was a great first half, the ending of the first half, and as the buzzer sounds, I'm thrilled to watch the second one because it's going to be a good one.
And especially watching Salam Mawugbe work is just a treat unto itself. As we get ready to go for the second half, Mays will inbound it. Jordan Williams will bring it across. Averbach into the right-hand corner. Ragsdale trying to find somebody. One hot pass inside for Jurovic. Works his way in. The jump shot is good. And that's how the Penguins will get things started. 41-31 down by 10.
The bank is open all day for Mr. Lazar Jurovic.
Tafahema in the right-hand corner working on Ragsdale. Top of the key. That is Bundren. Reimer inside. Mawugbe working on Lazar. Kicks it back out for Reimer. No good. Mays with the rebound. Williams will bring it across. Ragsdale back to Jordan Williams. Gives it off to Mays. Top of the key. Try to get it inside the paint. The one hot pass. Taken away. Tafahema trying to go coast to coast. He needs some help from Reimer, and he's stuffed by Ragsdale, who will not get the ball back, though. It'll go out, and it'll go to Azusa.
Brendan Reimer from Sydney, Australia, and Anchorage, Alaska, with fancy shoes. That's kind of peculiar profile of a player.
Reimer gets it to Spurgeon, working on Mays, trying to find Mawugbe inside. Lazar doing a good job shutting that down. Inside, Mawugbe kicks it out. That's Reimer for three, a little bit too hard. Mays going to get the rebound. Spurgeon gets it himself and puts it in. Ragsdale hands it off Williams. Top of the key for three from J. Will. Too hard. Rebounded by Noah Bundren. He'll bring it across into the corner. Reimer into the middle. Mawugbe off the glass and good. 45-31. 14-point lead for the Cougars.
That three-point shot by Will could have got the lead in single digit. Now we are 14 down.
Averbach. Top of the key, Ragsdale into the corner. Jordan Williams. One hot pass back to Ragsdale. Three and good. 34-45. 11 points. Now separate the two. Mawugbe. Reimer on the run. Kicks it out. The three goes through the arms of Mawugbe on the rebound. Reimer for three, and he's able to knock that one down. Bundren is the player who was unable to make the initial three. Jordan Williams will bring it across. Hands it off to Ragsdale. One hot pass to Averbach. Top of the key, Mays. Jordan Williams with the baseline run. Reverse layup. No good. Lazar pats it back to Averbach, who couldn't get the three to land. A line drive three. That just had a little bit too much power on it. Reimer brings it back across. Tafahema over to Bundren, working his way into the paint. The floater. Mawugbe with the rebound off of his fingertips. Tafahema for three. And got it. 51-34. Timeout Dominican, as Azusa Pacific just doing what they do and started to pull away. As you are listening to NC2A D2 men's basketball here on Penguin Radio, radio.dominican.edu and 102.3 FM.
We're missing, dear Ethan, Mr. Martini Hirbad. We see him in the tracksuit. His shooting, his ability to place the floor are really crucial to this basketball team. And right now, down 17 points, he will be a massive contribution for the Penguins.
And they were able to keep Mawugbe quiet enough in the first half to make it look close, but now he's starting to take over the game, and it might not be with points, but it's also getting rebounds.
As we can see, Ethan, no Penguin, aside from Jurovic, has more than 8 points. clanky offense tonight.
And then all things considered, 40.6% shooting from the Penguins. Not terrible. The problem is coming on the defensive side where Azusa Pacific is shooting 50. And that'll do it to you every single night. 16:53 left here in the game. Penguins down by 17. Averbuck will bring us back in. Jordan Williams will bring it across. Averbuck, top of the key, Fauska. Ragsdale is called for a foul's actually going to be on Fauska.
Yeah, moving block.
So that will be the foul. 16:41. Second foul for Fauska. First team foul here in the second half.
By the way, Ethan, Saloma Vugbe, 15 points, 14 rebounds.
Beautiful pass, finds its way to Bundren. Spurgeon works his way inside, and Mays is able to put enough contact on him to keep him from shooting. Jordan Williams, coast to coast, 51-36. Cut the deficit down to 15. Reimer inside. Mougbe to Spurgeon. And a foul is going to be called against Tafahema.
I just had a flash, Ethan. You remember the Chase Anderson block on Mavugbe? That reminds me of, you remember the Nate Robinson or Yao Ming block? That's a great one.
Jordan Williams will let the ball roll. He'll now pick it up as the Penguins looking to continue to dwindle down the deficit. Averbuck over to Ragsdale. A lot of fancy footwork from Ragsdale. Finally gets it off to Jordan Williams. Fakes the shot. Averbuck working on Tafahema into the corner. Mays working on Mawugbe. The layup no good. Fauska couldn't get the rebound. Picked up by Spurgeon, who will do his job and bring it across into the corner all by himself. Tafahema for three. Couldn't get it rebounded by Jordan Williams. As we're reaching the 15-minute mark. Ragsdale, corner, Averbuck fakes the three. Pass inside, Fauska all by himself. 51-38, 13-point game.
The presence of Saloma Vugbe is affecting shots. Not this time. Easy layup for Fauska.
Reimer. Inside to Mawugbe. Hands it off to Tafahema. Penguins are starting to close the gap by every little thing that they do. Into the corner, Tafahema for three. A little bit too far that time from the corner. Penguins with the rebound. They'll bring it back across. Ragsdale, top of the key, Jordan Williams, Romeo Mays into the corner. Averbuck back to the top of the key. The Penguins using their passes to try to find an open lane. Baseline run, Fauska, and one. What a play by Tommy Fauska. And with the one free throw coming up, he could cut the deficit down to 10. The foul is on Mawugbe. As you are listening to NC2A D2 Men's Basketball here on Penguin Radio, radio.dominican.edu. What a play by Fauska.
Oh, and I can tell you, Ethan, now head coach Peter Bond from this Azusa Pacific team is scared. Because, you know, the Penguins came off probably the biggest win of the season away at, of course, Concordia University Irvine from, last Monday. So they're hot. They're hot, and you don't want to get this team hot because, the Cougars can get burned.
And this team's problem is not the talent. There's a ton of talent on the roster. It's playing as a cohesive unit that they haven't done in the past that has cost them wins in the past. But here today, little by little, they're starting to glue things together. And against an opponent like Concordia Irvine, who is a quality team in the conference, and now here against Azusa Pacific, they're starting to show flashes.
And how big is the fact that the number one team in the conference, in the Pac West Conference, the Azusa Pacific Cougars, are getting scared by the Penguins in our 20 years anniversary of Conlon Center.
Yep, 20 years old for the Conlon Center. Just 1 year younger than I am. If that makes you feel old, I'm sorry. So now we're going to come back from the media timeout. Fauska's going to go to the line, trying to cut the deficit down to 10.
If Tommy Fauska scores the free throw, he's going to be +6 with his plus-minus rating.
Fauska got it. Deficit down to 10. Bekvar, double teamed, gets it all the way to Benavera. Finds West, top of the key, Spurgeon. Mays right in his face, Mawugbe inside, and the dunk, 53-41. Romeo inside to Fauska, working on Mawugbe. Kicks it out to Ragsdale for three. Couldn't get it to land. Rebounded by Spurgeon.
The student section chanting defense was ramping up the defense, of course, from the Penguins. Right now, we need some more of that, effort and hustle.
And an off-ball foul called on the Penguins. It'll be Bekvar before the referee has words with either Fauska or Mawugbe, or maybe even both. Bekvar to get it back into play. Finds Ken West for three. And he got it, 56-41. 15-point deficit for the Penguins to try to climb out of. They got it down to as low as 10, but Jordan Williams has his pocket picked by Benavera. The alley-oop to Mawugbe, no good. Spurgeon kicks it back out. Ragsdale will bat it away and out of bounds. It'll stay with APU.
There's a couple of possessions. The Cougars are just throwing up the ball for Mawugbe to throw it down.
Trying to get some fireworks for Collins 20th. Bekvar passes it to Spurgeon. Quick release, over for three, no good for Rivera, and a foul will be called against the Penguins. Let's see who that's against, and it is against Tommy Fauska. That is his fourth foul, so Lazar will check in, and coming into the game will be Beatstra from Mawugbe to give him some time off. And this is the moment where you need to find a way to score now with Mawugbe off the floor. Spurgeon, top of the key, over Mays for three, and just perfect, 59-41.
If the Cougars will win the non-Mawugbe minutes, it's going to be a problem.
59-41. Pass inside, Jurevich working on Beatstra, trying to back his way into the paint. He does turn around, off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Spurgeon. Bekvar to Spurgeon, top of the key. West back to Spurgeon, into the corner. Pulls back, and a travel is called on Benavera. Mays. Lifted into Ragsdale. 18 points separate the two. Ragsdale underneath, couldn't get it to go in. Rebounded by Averbach, and his floater is good. 59-43, 16 points. Bekvar, back across. Top of the key, Spurgeon. Into the corner, Beatstra over Lazar. A little bit too hard, and a rebound. And a foul against Azusa Pacific and Ken West.
Ethan, I was checking if Bekvar, I should say, is from, his family is from the east of Europe or not, and no results on that, but his passion is flying. He's a pilot.
Ragsdale working on Bekvar. inside. Jurovic hands it off to Averbuck, works his way inside. The floater, no good. Rebounded by Spurgeon. So even with Mougbe off the floor, the shots in the paint just are not falling. Begvar will now be patient. Gives it off to Spurgeon. Works his way inside, kicks it out. Begvar for three, no good. Rebounded, Jay Will. Pass behind Ragsdale. Williams behind the back. And the foul. So he will get the and one, 59-45. He'll shoot one.
You know what, Ethan? It's a rare, non-aggressive game in Mr. Jalen Ragsdale. Just 1 for 4 in this basketball game.
But either way, you are listening to NC2A D2 men's basketball here on Penguin Radio. Radio.dominican.edu.
What do you mean either way? He makes a very good point. Ragsdale's been limited totally, and he's asking why you think. But more than that, I bet you have an opinion as to why, Michaela. You brought it up. Why do you think Ragsdale has been held to such a low-scoring game?
It's a great question, Stu.
No, I don't think it. I mean, you asked it. I have an opinion, but I figured by asking the question, that meant you wanted to say what you thought. You don't have something behind that. You just ask the question, but you don't really. Because here's what I think. Nobody's faster than Ragsdale, and we know that. In fact, he might be the fastest, quickest, best hands guy in the whole conference. But he's only 6 feet tall. And one of the big reasons that Azusa is so successful this year, and Ethan, tell me if you agree or disagree, that is they, man for man, they tower over not only us, but all the other teams. What?
Are you going to do play-by-play?
Yeah, if you don't mind. But
No,
I'm
go
just saying, that's got to be the big difference is no matter how quick you are down low. You see, if Ragsdale were 5'6", he might have more success because the smaller guys can work under the big guys. But Ragsdale, at 6 feet tall, he's right in that no-go zone when you're playing with huge guys. Jay Will on the line as we're back, everybody. 59-45. He misses the free throw. And the clock rolls. We're coming up on 11 minutes. Begvar at the top of the key. Moves left around a screen from Mougbe. West goes 3-ball left wing, nothing. Loose ball, Avera. And that comes back at him. Sam with the rebound. And the steal by West. He'll take it himself against Jay Will. Jordan Williams with a stop. Avera. Check it. West is 6'8". And he went one-on-one to the other end against Jordan Williams, who's listed at 6 feet. And Williams got an all-ball rejection at the bucket, 59-45. Well, that's a highlight moment of the night. Inbounds quickly. Begvar 3, near corner, no. Jay Will rebound. Ragsdale, good foot fake out on the right wing. Begvar doesn't bite on it. Sam fires a 3, left side, no. Beatstra, the 6'9" junior, out of Fullerton, hauls it in. Begvar brings it up. Well, he loves that screen off of Salam Mougbe to move left every time. Obviously, it's working. West, top of the key to Beatstra. Now Begvar drives in. Jay Will up and over, nothing. Jordan Williams with the rebound. He'll bring it up himself. He goes one-on-one off the window, gets a whistle. And the cross under spins it off the glass and gets it to fall. 9:50 to go.
It's the second and one for Jay Will in a couple of minutes, and it's a good one. Much needed.
Well, his last and one ended up in all of 2. As he missed his last attempt at a free throw. So let's see if he can complete the three-point play here just when the Penguins need it most. 59-47 on the way. Perfect. That's the Jordan Williams we have come to appreciate. Running the point here at Dominican. Jordan Williams, the junior. And very quickly to the other end. Bundren, near side, close range, 62-48. 9.5 to go. Anderson goes top of the key, Jordan into the corner. Lazar backing up against Mawugbe. That's a wall to get over. Lazar falls back and buries the deuce.
Fadeaway jumper, a thing of beauty.
From the baseline, there's nothing sweeter. I agree. 62-50. Coming up on 9 minutes in the game. Beckvar, no look. The pass was from Reimer to Beckvar, who caught the no look and went straight away, but the Penguins with a rebound. Jay Will, skyhook window. Oh man, Jordan Williams has made a couple shots tonight that I haven't seen him make all season. What a great play by Jay Will, high off the glass. It looked like Dr. J, just 13 inches shorter. 62-52. Jay Will puts the Penguins within shooting distance. Penguins are right there, frankly. Tons of time to go. 8:23 to go. Off the front iron, missed twice by Bundren. Sam right side, a perfect feed from Jordan Williams. And a whistle. Penguins now 8 points away. And if Sam hits the freebie, it'll be 7. With 8:15 to go, Xavier re-enters. Jay Will takes a break.
Let me mention too the defense on the last defensive possession by Chase Anderson, able to stay in front of his opponent.
On the line, Haverbuck with a line drive. Finishes a three-point play, Michele. The Penguins' last couple of series have been incredible. 7-point ball game against the number 1 team in the conference. 8 minutes exactly, and the Penguins are right there. Talvahema, top of the key. Back over to Reimer. Now down low. In the post. Spurgeon, he's blocked. Whistles. It might be on Anderson. Chase got in there, and the foul is actually committed by Xavier Williams. That's his first, 7:50 to go. It's the third on the team, 62-55. Timeout on the floor.
As you're listening to NC2A men's basketball here on Penguin Radio, radio.dominican.edu and 102.3 FM. 62-55. 2 free throws coming up for Azusa Pacific, but the offense is starting to pick it up little by little and have closed the deficit to at least right now 7.
What's the closest they've been in the last hour and a half? 7:50 to go, and the Penguins are only down by a touchdown. Penguins will take that. 62-55. I don't think anybody would have thought the Penguins would only be down by 7 at this point in the proceedings, Ethan. But the Divas are right there. Tons of time left. And the Penguins have been eking it back. If they can duplicate what they've done since coming out of the tunnel at halftime, they'll be leading in 5 minutes.
What have helped the Penguins a lot is that going into the half, Azusa Pacific shot 50%. So far in the second half, 29.6%. So it's just been the defense that has begun to clamp down on Azusa Pacific and giving their offense a lot more chances. Dominican in the second half shooting 55%.
Combination of a lot of things, but you're right. Good defense. Good defense leads to good things.
Good defense gives you more opportunities.
That too. Spurgeon on the line. Spurgeon on the night from the line, Ethan, as this one falls.
He is 1 for 1 now.
Okay. That's like he's batting 1,000.
In the last 8-ish minutes of the game, the role of highest scorer of the game, Lazar Jurovic, will be crucial.
Both of them go. 9-point ball game. Penguins need to, and have plenty of time, to remain calm. Don't push it. They need clean looks and they need buckets. No matching of baskets at this point. Right side, Ragsdale runs in. Mawugbe sticks a hand on it. And Lazar Jurovic with a putback. Somehow the block shot ends up right in Jurovic's breadbasket, and he's able to knock down the deuce from close range. Can the Penguins get a stop here? It's a big one. Taufahema drives baseline, slams into Averbuck. Averbuck hits the deck. And the foul is committed by Sam, the 6'5" senior out of Santa Rosa. Averbuck, second-year man with Booker, transfer from University of Wyoming. Draws the foul. Mawugbe has nowhere to put it. Taufahema on the way, a deep three, loose ball. Mawugbe comes up with it. Taufahema at the top of the key off to Reimer. Left wing. He takes a screen, and Mawugbe. Coach Wills is up on his feet, insisting that Mawugbe travel, but in fact he was pushed well before the shot. They counted the bucket. That was so far in front of the bucket, I am surprised that everybody had let up. Did Sam run into him?
Yes.
One of the Penguins ran into him, so Averbuck picks up his third. Salam Mawugbe on the line. Arguably the most dominant player in the league, and he knocks down the free throw and makes it a 10-point ball game. We're inside of 7 minutes, everybody. Penguins had it down to 7 a minute ago. So they're one score, one possession away from getting right back in this thing, and now Mawugbe forces the travel on Lazar Jurovic, and Coach Wills. All right, a delay of game warning has been called on Jurovic as he did not bounce the ball directly to the official after getting called on the travel. And now more whistles at the other end. 67-57, and they need some work on the shot clock. 29 seconds on the clock right now.
If I had to put money on it, I'd say so.
They're going to move it to 26 seconds. All right, men get 30. And now, so it's 26. And the clock rolls, 6.5 to go, everybody. Penguins on D, Reimer, top of the key against Jay Will. He drifts left. Penguins defense is just stifling. Long three by Spurgeon. Mawugbe is able to shove it all the way across the midcourt line and now whistles. And a backcourt penalty. Now they're going to put 27 on the shot clock. Penguin bench came up saying it's a backcourt violation.
It was Mawugbe who slapped it back, and then Azusa's the one who grabbed it.
Mawugbe under the bucket slapped it out, a loose ball into the backcourt, but I don't think a slap counts. It's got to be a possession, and Mawugbe never had possession. So the Cougars get the ball back on the far side. Reimer at the top of the key, left side, Spurgeon thinking about it in the corner. Spurgeon three, left wing good. That hurts. Clock rolls 6 minutes exactly. Penguins trail by 13, now it's 7, 2 minutes ago. Xavier is going to need to be the savior. Maybe. Anderson at the top of the key goes back over to Xavier, who sets a screen. Close range, Jurovic, and that doesn't fall. Spurgeon with a shove from behind. Well, that's not very sporting. His second. Romeo Mays on the line.
Three for 4 for 20 points for Spurgeon. Great game all around from him.
Say hey as Romeo knocks down the first. Might be using that a lot in the next couple of games, Ethan. I'm just warning you.
Second one's good also.
You got one more year with Romeo Mays, too.
70-59. For the final 5.5, here's Ethan with the play-by-play.
Thank you, Stu. Spurgeon working on Mays, top of the key, one hot pass, and it's a little bit wide. So the Penguins will gain possession. He's looking for Brennan Reimer. So now the Penguins back in control, trailing by 11. Jordan Williams hands it off to Xavier Williams. Chase Anderson, top of the key, back to Jay Will, who went all the way around the defense. Pass inside to Jurovic. He's having a fantastic game. Back to Jurovic, almost lost control, able to grip it, trying to make a baseline run, and he traveled.
Second travel called to Lazar Jurovic in a matter of seconds. And he is trying to ask the referee what is going on with his foot.
So it looks like the Penguins, once again, are going to apply the full court press, or at least some variation on it. Tapahema trying to get it across, gets it across to Spurgeon. Hands it off to Bekvar, trying to make his way into the middle of the paint, but can't do it. Back to the top of the key, Bundren. Hands it off to Spurgeon. Inside, Mawugbe, and a foul called on Jurovic.
Heavy minutes, important minutes, both for Chase Anderson and Xavier Williams for Coach Booker T. Harris.
Mawugbe to shoot a 1-and-1, as that was the Penguins' 7th team foul. Mawugbe got it. So he'll shoot one more. 71-59.
2 for 3 so far tonight for Mawugbe.
He's at 21 points.
And only 2 of them have come from the free throw line. That's fighting for it.
But the most impressive stats, guys, is the 7 offensive rebounds.
Jurovic will come off. Averbach will come back on. That probably means that Mays will play the big man in the middle.
Small lineup.
Mawugbe got a second. Rattled around a bit and finally decided to fall through.
Good players get lucky breaks.
Williams into the corner. Anderson trying to find somebody. Gives it off to Averbach. Swings it around to the right-hand corner. Xavier Williams fakes the pass outside. Inside. Mays, and he's stuffed by Bundren. Scooped up by Bekvar. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Xavier Williams. So it'll send Bekvar to the line. That'll be the 8th team foul. So Xavier Williams will come off. Ragsdale will come on. Bekvar got the first.
So Romeo Mays posted an Instagram story about his new hair. What do you think of that, Eden?
I don't know, and Bekvar will make it second.
That seems like enough talk about it. Maybe after the game.
Ragsdale, top of the key, trying to work around Spurgeon. Gives it off to Averbach, who hands it off to Jordan Williams.
We did talk about it, though, before the game.
Jordan Williams over to Ragsdale. Cuts it inside, and he's fouled. Now we're going to figure out who it's on, and it will be on Spurgeon.
I think Stu is kind of jealous of those dreads.
No, I mean, Romeo looks cool. When the team is second from the cellar, though, in the standings of 13 teams, I don't know how excited I can get about Romeo Mays having dreadlocks this week when, right? You know what I'm saying, Michele?
Mm-hmm. I see.
If the team were in 3rd place in the conference, well, even then I'd probably want to talk basketball.
Ragsdale makes one of two. Begvar almost lost handle of it, trying to find somebody, and he finally gets it off to Avera. Bundrent into the middle. Mawugbe couldn't get the layup. Rebounded by Mays. Jordan Williams through the traffic. Able to lay it up and in. 74-62, 12-point game. 3:35 left. Jordan Williams almost poked the ball free, out of the control of Begvar. He's working on Jordan Williams once again. They switch off to Mays, and a foul is going to be called against Mays. Called a push.
13 points, 6 assists. Jay Will is having one of his best games this season.
You know, he is. He's shooting beautifully tonight, too. But I agree with you. He's had a great game so far. But 12 points back with 3.5. So the great Scott Davis, who was here earlier tonight is the 20th celebration of the Conlin Center opening. Of course, as you guys know, I was here on opening night. It was actually April 29th of 2000. It wasn't in February, but thank you. But for some reason, they decided to hold it tonight. Obviously, a weekend night, the last weekend night of the season. A lot of old basketball players. Last night was the basketball alumni game. And just tons of people that I haven't seen in years are here tonight. And the great Scott Davis was here, who the last time a women's team won a championship, back-to-back 2003, 2004, Scott Davis was the coach. And he was here, and he used to say, if you're 11 points back with 3 minutes to play, you can get there. The Penguins are 12 back with 3.5 to play. So, maybe.
I have to correct myself. The most impressive Salam Mugbe stat is the 7 fouls drawn.
Begvar will bring us back from the timeout. His first free throw is good. So now the deficit is up to 13. His second is also good, so 14 points. Jordan Williams brings it across, hands it off to Ragsdale. Chase Anderson will swing it over to Jordan Williams, pulls up, jump shot for 2. And again, Jordan Williams playing a big part in the Penguin offense here in the second half. Cuts the deficit back down to 12. Spurgeon gives it off to Bundrent, give and go back to Spurgeon. Bundrent once again kicks it back out. Begvar all by himself for 3. Easy. 79-64, 15 points.
A wide open free. That's a layup for Begvar.
Jordan Williams over to Ragsdale. Swing around, all the way around to Averbuck, making a run, throws it up and in. So the Penguins still able to match them, but you can't be matching 3s and 2s. As here we go again, Begvar back across. Penguins down by 13. Spurgeon, as now Azusa will just be taking their time and run out the clock. The equivalent of running the football with a minute left. And the pass taken away. Jordan Williams, spin move, able to work his way through the defense. Almost lost control of it. Kicks it back out. Chase Anderson thought about the 3. Inside, kicks it out. Mays for 3. Couldn't get it to go in. Rebounded by Ragsdale as Begvar fell. Trying to get it to go. Ragsdale, 3. No good. Mays couldn't slap it out of the arms of Bundrent, and he'll bring it across. Penguins down by 13 with 1:35 left in the game. Begvar holding on to it. 9 seconds left. He'll begin to dribble once again. Gives it off Bundrent. Fakes it on Anderson. Inside. The layup. No good. The rebound attempt by Jordan Williams will go wide, but it'll stay with Dominican.
We know that Jay Will is not afraid of taking shots, but tonight he's been scoring the ball efficiently.
15 points for Jordan Williams tonight, along with Mays' 10, and Jurevich also in double digits. But he's not on the floor right now as he was in foul trouble, but with a minute left, down by 13, it would take a miracle for the Penguins. And a foul on Mawugbe as Williams went underneath the basket.
A great pump fake by Jay Will had Mavungbe on the air, and he gets fouled.
So the foul will be on Mawugbe, and then I'll send Jordan Williams to the line. .101 left. Penguins are going to need every single last basket that they could get if they want a chance. Williams makes the first one. Jordan Williams gets ready to take the second. And he got it. So 79 to 68, 11 points. Under a minute to play. Working his way around. A lot of pressure being put on Spurgeon. And a timeout called by Azusa Pacific as the pressure was just too much. And they're going to ask for a full 30-second timeout, up by 11 with 50 seconds left.
Well, there's still 52 seconds to go. But the Penguins trail by 11. And that's a tall order against the number one team in the conference. Because if anybody knows how to finish, it's these guys. And I'm sure they're not thinking 11 points is doable. I understand because I know what Michele is going to say. Well, wait a minute, it's happened. But it's never happened in the Conlon Center, and I've been here 20 years, where any team has scored 11 points in 52 seconds. And the Penguins doing it against the top team in the conference. That's just an impossibility, frankly. But here we go. Ethan, take it.
Bundren trying to find somebody to inbound it to, and he finally gives it off to Bekvar. Pressure being put on. That is back to Rhyme, and a foul by Xavier Williams with 44.3 seconds left.
Penguins now are betting on free throw percentages from the Cougars, and hopefully they'll miss some free throws.
Rhyme will go to the line. His first is good. Now to be 80 to 69. As Averbach will check in and Xavier Williams will take a seat. Mawugbe will check back in for Tafahema.
Not much rest for Salam Mavugbe. He's been playing basically the whole game.
And Ryan makes his second. 81-68, another substitution coming on. Avera will check back in, and Bekvar will come off.
Michele, if you had Mawugbe and you were the coach, you'd play him a lot too.
You're right. Yep.
Jordan Williams pulls back for two. Going to get it to land, rebounded. About 7 seconds between game clock and shot clock. And the foul was on Romeo Mays. And Ryan will go back to the line. 35.9 left on the clock.
I was checking on the Azusa Pacific site. What are the passions of Mr. Mavugbe? And he loves swimming. That's peculiar.
Rhyme will make both.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know many people.
I enjoy swimming.
Yeah. But
Well, when you're that long and lanky, you have to be good at it.
He's probably good at everything. You know, athletes seem like they're good at everything.
Averbach throws it up, couldn't get it to go in. Rebounded, no shot clock, and that's how the game is going to come to an end. Azusa Pacific comes in and sweeps the Penguins on the 20th anniversary of the Conlon Center. 83-68, the men are able to come out victorious. The Penguins will fall once again and drop to 6-20 on the season, 6-14 in Pac West play. One game left next Thursday. That'll be my last basketball game.
Yep.
That'll be Forrest Hunt's last basketball game.
Yep.
here
And
at the
Michele's
Conlon Center.
too.
But not to mention, the next sporting event will be tomorrow, softball.
That's right.
12-2 as they take on the rival Holy Names. So it should be a good game.
Always love to play against Holy Names, especially at home. You know, as you know, Ethan, when I was a student here, our biggest rival was Holy Names. And so tomorrow, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, Penguin softball. Ethan will have it for you. And we appreciate everybody. I don't know if we're going to get Coach here or not. Oh, yeah, I guess so. All right. Yeah, Coach Wills is going to join us here, everybody, as he does, following every Penguin basketball game, whether it's a win or a loss, Ethan. Never had a coach who was willing to talk to us after a loss and answer the tough questions until Coach Jonathan Wills arrived here at Dominican. And with one home game to go, Coach, just one home game to go. That'll be Thursday night, Notre Dame. We're going to kill them. There's no question about it. Tonight, though, we got within 7 late enough in the game to get your interest. How did we get there? Why did we get there?
We sped the pace up a little bit.
Turn him up.
Started going downhill. As opposed to the first half, we kind of playing stagnant, not really getting into the paint. And good things happen when you get downhill going into the paint. You get defenses rotating, and, it's basketball after that.
And when you say it's basketball,